Good, buddy. Today is Wednesday, February 25th, and this is pre-market analysis, QOL Trading. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up button, like this video. Go down into the description area and subscribe to our Discord community. So you can join our trading room from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time while I go over Tesla options trades. And currently it is free, so take advantage of it till the end of the month. I only got this last week. And let's get into the economic data right now. Nothing that's happening here in the U.S. There is some Fed speak at 8:30, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock. We had the State of the Union yesterday. It seems like we're getting a little bump in the broader markets. Big thing for today, though, is earnings. NVIDIA after the close, Salesforce, Snowflake. That'll give us a little action after the close. Hopefully, we can get some good upward movement and the market can sustain itself. But market's on shady ground right now. There's a lot of geopolitical stuff that's happening out there that's preventing the market from really getting some stable ground. Plus, you have a new Fed chair coming in, and historically, the market always seems to give back about 10% when a new Fed chair comes in, trying to test him out and see how he reacts. So I'm not too optimistic on this year, combined with midterms coming up in November. And you could just see the divisiveness with the State of the Union. It's just pretty common. It's actually pretty sad. But anyways, hopefully we can all get past all that stuff. So let's get into the broader markets and some futures here. As I said, we're getting a little push here. Again, we're still getting that resistance up here at the 20-day SMA on the ES sitting at 69.26.20 and the 50-day at 69.30.36. Pre-market starting to reject it again. We'll see if we can get a little push. If we can get a push today and hold above it, I do like us to push into that 69.69 level, which is a January 22nd high, and then probably get a little resistance up there. But if you did get some steam, I think you quickly move into that, the previous all-time high, which is a 7,014 set back in October. And then obviously if you can get through that, you can go through all-time highs at 7,043. That's on the upside. On the downside, if I'd say pull back, maybe pull back longs into yesterday's high, sitting at 69.12.74. Maybe a good long entry on the top side. One thing to pay attention to here, I drew a regressional trend line from all-time highs from January, late January of this year. And so it's sitting right here. So you may want to hold this as the upper end here. We did break through it pre-market right now. So this may be another level here. Watch this market 69.20.24. If we do hold when the market opens up, this may be a good level to hold and possibly push higher there. If we lose that level, I think we're going to come and test yesterday's highs. If we lose yesterday's highs, we possibly come back down and test yesterday's close, sitting down at 6,900 even and some change at 6,900.25. And then you have just below that, you have February 13th highs sitting at 68.97.75. If you lose that, I think you quickly give back the majority of yesterday's gains and you come down here and test the lower end of this regressional trend line that I have here from February of, actually, this is from June of 2025, which is also sitting right at the 100-day SMA, sitting at 6888.24. So that's pretty much it on the downside as well, if you do get some downside in there. But I do expect some volatility after the close today with NVIDIA's earnings coming up. So let's get over and do the SPY right now. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell for future notifications on videos, and hit that thumbs up button, like this video if you don't mind. The SPY, we're above the 20-day SMA and above the 50-day SMA, so that's positive on the SPY right now. Kind of hovering at the 689.70, which is October's monthly high, so that's going to be a big level if you can get through that. You'll push to that 690, push to the 691.66, which is December's monthly high. And then if you get through that monthly high from December, I think you can make your way and start pushing towards that December high, all-time high at 697.84. Probably hit some resistance first at 695.27 before you get there, though. So actually, I'm going to mark that out here. That's probably your first little resistance level before you would then push to that level. On the downside, if you lose the 50-day and you lose yesterday's high, which is at 688, excuse me, the 20-day SMA at 688.51, and yesterday's high, probably come down and test yesterday's low, which is also sitting at the 50-day SMA at 687.45. That could be a good pullback long entry, and if you lose that, come down to 686.37, which is February 13th's high. And if you lose that, I think you can get back most of yesterday's gains and come down and test February 18th low at 682.81. That's it for the SPY. Let's get over to the NASDAQ. Again, new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, like this video, and go down in the description and join our Discord community for live trading from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time. And come and join that and see some live trading from for Tesla options for free while it's going on for the rest of the month here. As far as the NASDAQ getting a good push right now too, definitely approaching these the 20-day SMA. 20-day SMA will probably open up at 25,194.07 this morning. Want to get over this high of 25,139.5 from February 5th, February 20th. That's going to be a level you're going to have to get over in order to continue to push into the 20-day SMA. Pullbacks, if you do pull back, I would say you probably pull back into yesterday's high, 25,077 and 79. And if you lose that high from yesterday, you pull back. Next pullback level would be yesterday's close, along with January's monthly low of 25,025. And then same thing on this. The charts are going to be very similar. You have that. This is going to be a big speed gap here. So if we do not hold these levels here, I would say like your last line of defense here for holding this level is 24,995.5. If you lose that level, I think you're going to give back most of yesterday's gains as well. Come down to this 24,887.75. And then below that, you come down to this 24,807.25 level. So hopefully you get some push. But again, a lot's going to be dependent on what happens with NVIDIA and the close. Not so much on the earnings numbers that he comes out with, but what he says in the earnings call. It's very typical on the earnings calls. Obviously, numbers have a lot to do with it, but what they forecast for the rest of the year has a lot of bearing on the market. So let's get over to the Qs, and then we'll finish up here and get over to Tesla. Again, subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up button if you don't mind. Qs, same thing. We're pushing up towards the 20-day SMA, sitting at 612.40, at 612.04 rather, and it's also pushing towards this lower end regressional trend line, sitting from June of 2025 at 611.89. I would anticipate if you do push it at level, you're going to get a little headwind, a little resistance up there. On the downside, pullback, same thing on the pullback. On the downside here, if you pull back yesterday's high, 608.99 could be your first pullback, maybe long. If you lose that again, same thing. Come back to yesterday's close, 607.87 for a long. And then if you lose that, you have January's low, monthly low at 607.05. And again, your last line of defense here, 606.48, which is February 13th's high. For a long. That actually may not be a bad long, but again, if you lose that, this whole upward move that we had yesterday, you give all that back very quickly. So this will probably be your last line of defense. If we do get some pullback in the marketplace, it could give back all of yesterday's gains, and then we pull back into the 603.95, which is February 17th's high. And if you lose that, then we come back down here to the 600.28. which is December of 2025's monthly low, which would be a decent level to take a long down here. Also sitting down here, we have 599.71 And I forget what level that was we got there. That is, I believe, yeah, that is February 13th low. So that's pretty much it for the futures and for the broader market. So let's get into Tesla again. Let's subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit that thumbs up button, like this video. And Tesla, let's go into Tesla yesterday here. Tesla was pretty interesting here. Nice move on Tesla again yesterday. It was pretty whippy in the morning. But a couple things had happened here. We're looking at a point of control chart right now. This 15-minute chart. So it created, there was a point of control level that is created down here at, where are we here? Let's hone in on it a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to fix this a little bit for us here. So we have a point of control level that's open here, 395.28, that was created yesterday. So you can see that the market closed, it created this point of control here, and then it never came back up and never came back down and hit that level. So that level is now going to be an open point of control level. So I have that open. So now, even though we had this nice push on Tesla, as much as I'm a long-term bull on Tesla right now, I'm still not overly sold on it yet because we have some open levels down below that still need to get filled. So now we could see with Tesla, we go back and we look at Tesla, what Tesla does to you. It giveth and it takes away. All right. So we could go back and we can look at all these moves. Just when you think Tesla's going to go, boom, look at this, boom, 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 down, 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 right? But the same thing on the down, 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 up, 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 down, big down, big down, big down, then up, 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 and then down. So even though we had a nice move yesterday, I'm not overly sold on this move just yet. We're still below some key levels here. We're below this 414.5 level, which is an all-time high that was sitting from November of 2021. It's a key level that I've had up here. We're also below this 20-day SMA sitting at 416.37. We're below a February 18th high at 416.90. So it was a nice push yesterday. However, there were some positive things yesterday. We did regain this regressional trend line that I drew from the high of the all-time high set in December of this year. So we are above that midline regressional trend line. So we lost it. We lost it on February 23rd, and then we regained it yesterday. So we did get a pullback today down to this level here. I would say this would be an interesting pullback level long, also 402. And then if we lost that, I think that you're going to get back all of yesterday's gains. So you have to be prepared for that. So, my bias on Tesla today, I would not be surprised if we see a morning push and then, getting everybody long, and then it can maybe take it away. So, but that's my thought that Tesla could do for us today. So you have to be careful of these levels that we have up here. I would not be surprised if we get some resistance. It's 14.5 level. We tried to get through this level several times up here. If we look right here, tried to get through it here on the 18th. We got through it a little bit. Then we got through it on the 19th. And then on the 20th, it rejected. And then we have not been back up there since, So even on here on the 13th, we got through that level, pretty strong. And then we came back down. I thought that'd be a good level of support. And then we lost it, right? So this level is, it's a key level here. You could see how it came down. It supported that level, and then we lost it. So that's going to be the line in the sand, this 414 and a half level. I know I've got a lot of lines here, and it looks a little noisy. That's just for my intraday trading level that I have up here. So but the main ones that I have them thick, so I could see which levels are going to be key levels here. So we're below the 20-day SMA, so I'm not really that confident on really long-term bullish yet until you regain this 20-day SMA, which is sitting at 416.37. So the market can do whatever it wants to do intraday. It's all about where it closes and how far above certain levels that we close. So right now, I just want to see what the market does as far as the first 25, 30 minutes. Because the first 25, 30 minutes lately have been very choppy. Yesterday was like the first decent day. It wasn't so choppy. But today, I'm a little weary on what happened yesterday, so I'm going to be watching these key levels. If we lose, I would say on the downside here, if we lose this 408.90, I think we're going to quickly come into this 407.29, which is a weekly low. But I just don't think that is going to be enough to hold it up. I think that if we come back down here and we lose this level, this 407.29, I think we're going to quickly come back down here, this 404.11 level, and test that level. And if we lose that level, there's a couple levels down here. I'm going to actually see if I can get rid of that. Yeah, I don't like that level there. Move that. And then it's going to. So you can see right here, if you lose this level right here, this 407.29, I don't see much support right in here. I think this 404 is a target on the downside. And then we have these open point of control levels that are still open at 395.26. Below that, we have an open point of control level at 365.90. Below that, 365.90, we have one at 333.78. And that was from September of 2025. That's the last point of control level that we have on the downside. However, on the upside, we do have some point of control levels open. We have a point of control level open at 434.71, and then above that, 455.07. That was from January. We have one at 460.72, and then we have one up here, the last one at 478.21. So that's keeping me optimistic on the upside. But the one thing that you all need to know on these point of controls, they could be open for months on end, and I leave them open until they get filled, right? And so as you get closer, if the market starts trending towards that direction, that's a target that I use for a support and resistance level. So you can see right down here, we have this level here at 395.78. So if we do pull back down here and I'm short, I would be considering getting out of my shorts, or if I'm not in the market, I'd be considering taking a long here to go higher, right? So that's what these are how I use my price level. So let's get into what I'm going to do for today. As far as my strike prices I'm going to use for today, I'm going to use, instead of using today's expirations, because as I explained before, that we do now have 3 weekly expirations now, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of the week. Instead of using today's expirations dates, I am going to have that on my trading board, but I'm also going to have Friday's expirations date, so it's going to give me a little more time. So it's not going to be so volatile on the premium prices. So what I'm going to have up here this morning is Friday's expiration date, which is February 27th, and I'm going to have the 415 calls. So you can see right now we're at 410 right now, so we're $5 away from the strike price. Yesterday it closed at $3.90 on the premium. On the put side, which means that on below the market, I'm going to have the 405 puts, which expire on Friday as well, and that premium price closed at $4.50, right? So here's this yellow line right here, the yellow line in the sand. That's where the market closed. We're higher than where we closed yesterday. So this premium price, because it's a put, and I want it, and if you're buying a put, you want the market to go lower. This is going to open up lower now because it's going to be a cheaper premium because the market's going higher. And this is going to open up higher because this is a call because we are higher than the close from yesterday. However, we still have another 40 minutes until the market opens. So this premium price could, fluctuate up and down before the market opens. Obviously the options are not open pre-market like the rest of the equities or futures markets are. So that's what I'm going to start with today. Anyway, so please subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit that thumbs up button, like this video, and then go into the description area to join a Discord community so you can see this live trading from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time. And this is the board that you will see when in the live trading room. And I go over where I take my trades, when I'm executing them, where my stop is going to be, and my take profits, and etc. And I go over some basic trades, which is the 5-minute opening range trade, which I forgot to cover a little bit. I'll cover it right here. But the 5-minute opening range trade, right here, nice trade yesterday. You had the range on it was 397.64 to 401.52 for the high. You could see what a pop you had there. You pretty much, if you wrote it all day, you would have gotten about $9 out of that move. So how does that translate into it? how I've gone over this before. If you bought calls on that, you usually get anywhere from 35 to 40 cents, call it 50 cents for every dollar the equity moves. So if it went $9 on the move, you would have gotten your premium price would have moved up $4.50, give or take. So if you bought a one lot, you would have made $450 if you held on to it the entire day. Now, obviously, there's more to it than that. It's not as easy as that. There's, it's a little more in depth, and there's more scalping. There's more strategies involved, but that's the basic concept of it. So come on in the Discord room, 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I'll go over more details. I'll answer any more questions. If you have anything else you want me to cover, please leave a comment below. Again, subscribe to the channel, like this video, share this video. Appreciate it. If I don't see you in the Discord room, I'll see everybody tomorrow. Have a great trading day. Talk to you soon.